Make some noise for Star Wars, the Clone Wars! All right now I'm going to bring out our guests. This is a dedicated Q&A to the fans. We do have a dedicated Q&A microphone right over there. So if you'd like to start lining up, now would be the time. You're going to be lining up in that direction just so that we don't impede anybody's vision here so we can all see the panel. Of course, please keep it to one question per person. And please no A, B, C, D, and X, Y, Z questions, okay? If you have any other questions that you want to, any personal requests, please keep those for their tables downstairs. Okay, so with that said, it's time to bring out our guests. So if you would please join me in welcoming them to the stage. Let's start clapping right now for the stars of Clone Wars. Make some noise for the founder of Hidden Universe and also the voice of Ahsoka Tano. Give it up for Ashely Eckstein. The voice of Anakin Skywalker, Lanter. And the voice of Obi-Wan Kenobi. Please make some noise for James Arnold Taylor. Hello there. I'm going to sit with you guys. I'm not going to be like
we can all squeeze. Come on over, James.
I like the coffee table here.
Yeah.
Do you guys mind if I just do this?
No, that's perfect. I didn't realize that there was going to be this, you wouldn't mind being so intimate. I had to bring the extra stare on. I was like, I don't want it to be like a 90s sitcom up here all on one couch, but no, this works. It's perfect.
We really are like the Friends cast. Like, we're really friends, and we really like each other.
We could take turns laying here and just do therapy sessions.
Yes. All right.
Do you have your...
We do.
I'll be the doctor. Okay, so just here, look at the cards. We're going to hypnotize you for a moment. Welcome to Austin. Thanks for coming out to Galaxycon. We really appreciate you being here. Of course, Star Wars is such a big part of my life as well as a lot of everyone here and worldwide. It's such a huge phenomenon. I'm sure that it has to feel so amazing to be a part of the Star Wars family. And I'll start with you, Ashely, because I know you grew up in Orlando and you're like a Disney kid, so to speak. And actually I have a funny story about turkey legs that I want to share with you because I learned that your father was the lead into getting turkey legs into the park. And I have a story about me going to the park as a kid, and I saw the turkey legs, and I wanted one so bad, and then I finally got one, and I didn't like it, so my dad bopped me on the head with the turkey leg. So I always have this memory. So thank you for that memory in my core. I need therapy for that. Yes.
It's all good. Well, I can debunk the myth. The turkey legs are actually made out of turkey.
I was going to ask you, but I didn't want to put you on the spot.
Yeah, no, a lot of people, there's like this huge rumor that turkey legs are not actually turkey, but they really are.
They're Gungan.
Yeah, no, they are gigantic turkeys. But yeah, my dad was part of the original team that brought the turkey legs into Disney for the first time. So I have no royal title, but I will take Princess Turkey Leg if anyone would like to.
Yes, Princess Turkey Leg.
Call me that.
I love that.
I have a bad feeling about this.
So, Star Wars, of course, is worldwide. People love it so much. When you first were approached with the opportunity to voice these roles, I mean, how did it, I'm sure it was life-changing, but back then you really weren't sure how far it would take you. Now looking back now, the show being almost over 15 years, can you recall just like what it was like when you first got these roles? And anyone can take that first.
Well, each of ours is a little different.
Yeah.
Each of our stories is a little different. I had started actually on the micro series, The Clone Wars. I don't know if you all saw that. That came out. Gendy Tarakovsky done that. And it's fantastic. Little 3-minute little episodes. And so that was 21 years ago now that we started doing that. And then from there we did the Revenge of the Sith video game. And mine was very specifically to match Ewan McGregor there. And so Matt's story is different because you came in after we had already started recording. Ashely and I had already been recording, and then you came in.
Yeah, I was a recast. I don't know if anybody knew that. But they actually had a different Anakin before I came on. But I didn't know it was for Anakin, actually, when I auditioned. They actually told me to come in and do whatever I thought Han Solo and Luke Skywalker together sounded like to me. And they didn't, Star Wars is very secretive.
Yeah.
So So yeah, they didn't. It was a Star Wars cartoon. That's all I knew. And then got the call a few days later that I got the job, and it was for Anakin. And so that's how it started for me. It's pretty wild.
Did you have to redub a lot of the work that was already done?
Yes. So I actually did. I don't know if people know that either. The first 4 episodes maybe is really not my performance. It's me trying to dub the original actor. So unfortunately, the movie is kind of like half me, half not.
Well, it's almost like anime, because you're redubbing.
Yeah.
It's your voice, but it's somebody else's timing.
Yeah, it's very difficult to try to make it work, but it ended up being a special time in my life because they flew me up to the ranch, and I got to spend a little time at the ranch with Dave and George Lucas. Do you know George Lucas?
Wow. That sounds great,
You
man.
always like mic drops. When I was at Skywalker Ranch with George Lucas.
And when you walked in and he saw you, what did he say?
He called me Anakin.
Wow.
So, and I know we just sat there and had a conversation in his office about this Anakin and kind of how he saw things, and yeah, it was memorable.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
How were you a big fan of Star Wars universe before you became part of it?
I can't say I was a big fan. I mean, I had seen some. Okay, calm down. Number one, let me just say, my dog's name is Ahsoka. I had clone troopers at my wedding and Star Wars in my vows.
He's come a long way.
I'm fully in it now.
That's awesome.
But at the time, I wasn't. But I think it helped me because I probably wouldn't have been able to sit there and have a conversation with George Lucas if I was, geeking out like I do now. So it was probably
That's really
beneficial
cool.
at the time.
That's
Yeah.
probably why they didn't ask me to meet with George. Hi, how are you?
My wedding was had Star Wars in it as well. My wife came down to the Royal March.
Oh, nice.
And yeah, so it was really, I was
Royal
standing-
March or Imperial March?
No, the Royal March.
Okay,
Yeah,
got
not
it.
the Imperial March. But I was standing in the front with the
Kidding.
Darth Vader mask on. Absolutely, yeah. We went all out. We had we gave each other our rings on little lightsabers.
Wow.
It was really
You
cool.
out Star Wars my own wedding.
I wasn't trying to, but I guess yeah. But that's really cool that you got to implement it in your own life.
My wife, one of her vows was, "You're the Obi-Wan for me."
Oh my gosh. Yoda best. So, again, this is a Q&A. I don't see any people lining up, so feel free. Somebody has to break the ice over there. Go start lining up. But before we do go to the fan questions, I just want to take a moment to speak to you, Ashely, about her universe and how, I know that it's, you've probably told the story so many times, but for those who are not, who don't know about her universe, how it started, the importance of it, can we just give a little insight on how it got started? And yeah, let's talk about the importance of it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, first of all, thank you for asking. And we have a very special treat here at Galaxycon, and I want to thank the team at Galaxycon for making this happen. Because if you go over to where we're signing, right next to me is a Her Universe booth, which is very rare. HerUniverse.com is a website, and Her Universe is a company that I founded back in 2010. And it started out as a clothing line just for female fans. Because believe it or not, things have changed a lot. But back in 2008, when Star Wars: The Clone Wars came out, the stereotype was that Star Wars was just for men and boys. And I wanted Star Wars clothes made for me to promote the series. And I went shopping, and I very quickly came up empty-handed. And I was told to be happy with a men's size small because women and girls would not buy Star Wars clothes made for them. And
Wrong.
I know. Well, exactly. And I'm like, wait a minute. I know that is a false stereotype because I was going to conventions, I was going to events, and I saw just as many female fans as male fans. So I'm like, this just isn't true. So I started Her Universe in June of 2010. We started out with just a couple Star Wars t-shirts made for women and girls, and now we've grown to be a true fashion and lifestyle brand for everyone. So you'll see at the booth, it's not just fashion for women, but it's also for men and unisex styles. We have a sub-brand called Our Universe, which means it's just truly, this world is for everyone. Not just for men and boys, not just for women and girls, it's literally for everyone. And so, thank you for asking. You can actually shop Her Universe here, but if you don't see what you want, because we have a lot more on the website, just go to the booth anyway, where there's a pamphlet with a coupon in there, so you can go get, I forget how much it's for, but a percentage off your next order. So this is Her Universe. We've got Anakin stuff, Obi-Wan stuff. We have a Clone Wars collection that's about to come out. Yeah, so stay tuned for that. But yeah, thank you for asking.
No, absolutely. I think it's so important that everybody has their fandom and to be able to represent it, or to just find what they're, because Star Wars, there's so many different races and everyone does different shapes and sizes and colors, and to be able to represent that, and us as humans, we all come in different shapes and sizes, and we should be able to feel like we have our representation. So for you to be the founder of that and to take the initiative to get it started, we appreciate that, and I want to say thank you for that.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much. And thank you all for your support. Thank you.
All right, so again, I could sit here and speak to you all day. I mean, my ring says a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away.
That's amazing.
But it's not about me, it's about the fans. So we do have a line here. So step up to the mic, and what's your name and what's your question?
My name's Leanne. Actually, you kind of answered my question since I'm coming up for Her Universe. But I want to thank you for finally putting pockets in all the dresses that are deep and actually fit stuff.
Thank you.
Made it easy to bring the ketchup packets to Matt.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for that.
Well, I know okay.
Now we have some.
Can we get some backstory on that? Ketchup
Here
packets,
we
what's
go.
that?
It's got to be quick, because we've got questions.
Yeah, we'll tell it quick.
Ketchup
But
wars.
Matt and I, going way back to probably 2011, maybe,
Yeah.
started the Ketchup Wars. And at Walt Disney World, there's a restaurant where if you ask for ketchup, they literally bring every single ketchup bottle in the entire restaurant to your table. Well, Matt and his now wife Angela were eating there, while me and my husband David were eating there. We were in on the joke, they weren't. So we got the whole restaurant in on it, that whenever anyone asked for ketchup, they had to take it to their table. And so ever since, everyone has been on Team Tano, and they bring ketchup to Matt.
Yeah, it's been a blast.
So if you would like to just inundate Matt with ketchup, that'd be much appreciated. So thank you.
Do you know what? That's bullying. Yeah, you did. You brought me double the amount of packets. Thank you.
That's because of the pockets.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can fit lots of ketchup and mustard in those pockets.
Well done.
Yeah. Thank you.
I
But
just
yes.
got word that your coupon is for 66% off. That's not true, but that would be fun.
Clone Wars collection.
It's 15 off 40.
Hello there.
All right, thank you so much for your question. Hi, what's your name and what's your question?
Hi, my name is Austin, and I have a question for Ashely. I believe that you were the first appearance and you're the original voice acting for Ahsoka. How did you get involved with the project?
Oh, well, yeah, I guess I didn't share
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
So, I, like Matt, went into an audition. I knew it was for the new Star Wars show, but I didn't know anything about it. And I actually auditioned for Padme. So, and I love Padme. I was super excited, and then simultaneously super bummed because I could not be a voice match for Natalie Portman. I could not do Padme's voice. So, I almost didn't do the audition. And my agent begged me. He said, Ashely, whatever you do, just go in there. And so I went in, and sure enough, said the first line is Padme, and Dave Filoni stopped me, and he was like, no, you sound too young to be Padme. But there's this new character that nobody knows about, and we think you could be right for her. So I auditioned for this new character, still don't know anything about her, but she has an Icelandic accent. And guess who can't do an Icelandic accent? Me. So somehow I got a call back, and they tell me, tell her to practice her Icelandic accent. And so I do. I go to a dialect coach. I think I master an Icelandic accent, and I go in and I say my first line for this character that I still don't know what it is, and Dave Filoni stops me, and he was like, no, can you make it sound more Icelandic? And so I was so frustrated because I thought I had mastered Icelandic, so I raised my hand, and I'm like, I'm sorry, but I am doing Icelandic. I don't know what you want. Yeah. Yeah, so you should never talk back to the director. But turns out that's what got me the part. Because Ahsoka's snippy, but not bratty. And so somehow I rode that fine line of being snippy but not bratty by talking back to the director. And I thought for sure I wasn't going to get the part, but about 2 months later, I got a call saying, "Congratulations, you're gonna play Ahsoka Tano in Star Wars." And I'm like, "Wait, what? Who's Ahsoka Tano? What is she?" And I didn't even find out who she was until our first day of work. And then that's when I'm like, Anakin has a Padawan? What? So yeah, it was definitely mind blowing for sure. I mean, I didn't get to go to the ranch and meet George. Eventually we did. We like to give Matt a hard time, but we were all very blessed. We did get to meet George Lucas. We got to go to Skywalker Ranch. It was really cool. But yeah, I did have that moment of walking into George's office and he was like, "Ahsoka," which was very surreal.
That's great, thank you. And I can tell you love the character.
Thank you so much. She's truly a piece of my heart and soul because I got to bring my heart and soul to the character.
All right, thank you so much for your question. Hi, what's your name and what's your question?
Hi, I'm Douglas. Clone Wars is my childhood. It's nice to meet you all.
Thank you.
Mark Hamill had a great cameo as Darth Bane in the Clone Wars. I was wondering though, for you guys, what's either a Star Wars character you would like to cameo as, or maybe one you've done that we might not know about?
Monkey.
Yeah,
You were the Muck
Monkey in
Muck.
the Clone Wars.
Matt was the Muck Monkey. Matt was actually awesome. There's a lot of voices
Yeah,
in there
a lot
that
of-
I think people wouldn't know are Matt. Would you say, Ashely?
Yeah. Matt does a really well. Okay, let's
Let's
be
talk
honest.
about
We've learned from the best. I mean, James Arnold Taylor is just a legend and an icon when it comes to voiceover. So we got to learn from him. But Matt brilliantly disguises his voice, so you have no idea it's Matt Lanter.
Yes, you have no idea it's me.
I don't know what that was. I got to do a cameo in The Mandalorian, which was really fun. Yeah, I assume most people know, but they killed me real quick. Yeah, so
You did get a name.
I did. Yeah, I got a name in the show, and then in the credits they don't even give the character a name, which is really weird to me. But his name is Davin, so yeah, it's Davin. Davin the Mandalorian.
One thing a lot of people don't know, I voiced the droid K2B4, and there was someone on the crew that was a massive Lakers fan, and specifically a massive Kobe Bryant fan. So I don't know how the droid ended up being a female droid, but the fact that I got to voice this droid that honored the incredible Kobe Bryant is just truly an incredible honor. And I think the droid is purple and gold.
Oh,
so yeah,
yeah.
if you see K2B4, it's named after Kobe Bryant, 24.
And I'm Obi-Wan Kenobi, but also, a lot of people don't know, Jedi Master Plo Koon as well, yes, Kotoya. And then if you go to Disney World or Disneyland and go on Rise of the Resistance, I'm Lieutenant Beck that takes you on your journey. I have a bad feeling about this. But then also, O.C. Sobek, your Jedi resolve will get you nowhere, which was actually a little Christopher Walken and a little Al Pacino combined into one. So, and then Reiko Hardeen, I killed Obi-Wan Kenobi. And a bunch of others on the show. Yeah, Kingman Chucho. It's almost like Johnny Test. Whoa, totally awesome. But yeah, a lot of different characters in there. So I don't know what Uncle Owen maybe I think is what Uncle Owen. It's a joke. Most obscure. Thank you.
Thank you.
Wow, such incredible range. So many different, and that Al Pacino was like spot on. Wow.
Okay.
Hoo-ah. All right. Hey, what's your name? What's your question?
Hi there, Tim Sanitens. I guess this is a question for all of you guys. You had mentioned a little bit about George Lucas, and I guess I don't have the timeline exactly in my head, but I imagine you kind of worked under the George Lucasfilm, probably for about more or less the same amount of time as the Disney Lucasfilm. Can you guys give me some of the inside baseball and like what the difference was in the working dynamic under George Lucas and under Disney?
Really, I think it was just season 7 that was Disney technically, right?
Yeah, because George Lucas was the ones, his fingerprints were all over all of Clone Wars. We didn't really, because Clone Wars was canceled when Disney bought it. But, awkward moment. But no, yeah, they loved it so much they canceled it. But then they brought it back because of all of you. Thank you so much. They realized, that they'd gone to the dark side for a moment. But so now it's really only been stuff that we do now if we're doing the characters.
Yeah, I mean, I think, I guess I speak for myself, but in a creative way, it was the same for me. It's Dave. Dave Filoni was there with us, directing and on the line with us, for season 7, and so creatively, it felt the same to me. Behind the scenes, maybe different, like
The cookies were different, the snacks were different.
Lucasfilm always felt like it was a family, it was everybody knew everybody, and going up to the ranch and kind of hanging out, it was very much like a family feeling atmosphere. As far as that type of stuff, behind the scenes stuff, unfortunately we didn't get to do much promotion at all together for season 7 because of COVID. So we kind of just did our thing from our own places, and then and that was kind of it. And we watched, when it came out with all you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, hi, what's your name and what's your question?
Hi, my name is Isaiah. I had a question for all 3 of you. So because the Clone Wars was a series, and rather than just movies, it really, and I haven't done the math on this, but it seems like you guys have spent more time as these characters than the live-action characters yet. So what was that like, being able to expand the universe of already existing and beloved characters, especially with Matt and James, you guys got to see the brotherhood of Anakin and Obi-Wan, and then Ashely, you coming in, being Ahsoka. The fact that we didn't even know Anakin had a Padawan from the movies was just great. So what was that like for you guys, expanding already existing characters?
Well, it's a challenge. It's different for each of us, just like the other question. For me, again, very specifically, I was brought on to match Ewan McGregor's voice originally. And then once we started doing Clone Wars that we all know and love now, not the micro-series, it was very much Dave giving us the freedom to take the characters and make them our own. Because at the time, they were saying, George was saying, look, Ewan McGregor's never going to play Obi-Wan Kenobi again. Hayden's not going to play, Anakin. Little did we know, right? That was the world we were living in. And Clone Wars was the Star Wars out there. So, and then welcome Ahsoka Tano, the coolest new character ever. She's always been my favorite, and I just think that was awesome for Ashely to be able to take that and create it. So it's a different story for each one of us.
Yeah, I mean, for Anakin, obviously you heard me say I didn't even know it was for Anakin, so I didn't feel a pressure to voice dub or anything. I specifically weren't wanting someone to do that. So I really got to bring a new season of Anakin's life to the screen, and I'm honored to be able to do that. I think it was a great creative choice on George and Dave's part to want to do that, just to show Anakin as a hero. We heard that he was a hero. We just didn't really get to see it much. But I got to kind of bring that out in him, and I think it's done the character justice, and it makes the saga, in my opinion, so much stronger. Because when you care about the guy and then he falls, it's so much more tragic, and to know the relationships that he had, and it's such a sad story when you know the guy that he could have been, and what all the positive that he could have put into the galaxy, but instead.
I actually cried whenever I saw him starting to turn in the series. So.
Yeah, it was super emotional. Yeah.
And for me, I will say, I feel like from an acting perspective, it was one of the easiest because, like I said, Dave, after I talked back to him, Dave was like, no, that's what I want. He didn't know what he wanted for Ahsoka. And so when I came in, he was like, just be you. Just be you. How would you say that? How would you react to that? How would you be snippy that way? How would you be sarcastic that way? Or, it was, I didn't write it, but I got to literally bring my own personality. So in many ways, it's when I say she's a piece of my heart and soul, I mean it because I gave my heart and soul to this character. But yeah, I think it's exciting, and thank you for asking the question, because especially these guys, they brought so much to Obi-Wan and Anakin that the live-action actors, while their performances are absolutely incredible, they didn't have the time to bring to the characters. That's what we had the luxury of. We had the luxury of time, and showing those snippets of daily life. And so yeah, they brought so much to Obi-Wan and Anakin no, it's true, and as their hype friend and proud friend, I like to scream it to the mountaintops because yeah, they made these characters that were already so beloved that much more beloved as well.
Thank you.
Thanks for your question. Hi, what's your name and what's your question?
Hi, my name's Jasmine, and first of all, Ashley, thank you for the skirt.
You look gorgeous.
Thank you. But I want to know, what's your favorite Star Wars movie out of the whole entire franchise?
I like Revenge of the Sith because of obvious reasons.
I don't like those reasons.
I like Star Wars: The Empire Strikes Back. I love all the training, the Jedi training with Yoda and Luke. Yeah.
Yeah, most people love Empire Strikes Back, and for many years I was like that because, I'm the only one in the room probably that was old enough to remember seeing Star Wars: A New Hope for the first time. I was 7, when it came out. I'm an old man. And I have to go back to A New Hope, because without A New Hope, we don't have any of these. And when I watch Alec Guinness, Obi-Wan Kenobi, that's the name I've not heard in a long time. Now I'm applying everything Ewan McGregor did, everything that I've been blessed to be able to do, to that look he gives. When he looks off and the music hits, and it's magic. But without that, we don't have all this. So it comes full circle.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Great question. Hi, what's your name and what's your question?
Hi, I'm going to say it JJ or my question was, what was the most surprising and unexpected fan reaction to you? What surprised you the most from the fans?
Did you like us? You really, really like us.
I will say for me, something like, I shouldn't say changed, because I know Ahsoka has really been inspiring people from the beginning, but after Ahsoka walked away from the Jedi Order after season 5, she instantly walked into all of our hearts. And how she started changing people's lives, and in many cases saving people's lives, from the strength that she showed to walk away from a situation that no longer was working for her, and starting a new beginning, was really incredible. I saw a movement of change, and she instantly went from the screen into people's lives and into their hearts and souls, and so that's been the most incredible reaction, I guess, is hearing how she's impacted people's lives.
Some people want us to sign their body parts so they can tattoo them, and I think that's really crazy. I've ruined a few bodies now. And it's
Just like Anakin.
What if you just started putting the number 66?
That's awful. But I don't know. I'm like, I have to remind them, this is permanent. You know this, right? And they still want me to do it. I don't know. I get it.
Thanks. All right, thank you for your question. Hi, what's your name and what is your question?
Hi, my name is Kara. So my question is there a non-Star Wars song that you think just perfectly embodies your characters?
Higher Ground. Hot Chili Peppers, or Stevie Wonder originally, yeah.
I gotta come up with a new one. I've said this before, but it's Let It Go.
But that's actually perfect for Anakin if you think about it.
Yes, it is. If
It
he would
really
have just
is.
let go.
Yes,
Everything's different.
For me, this is one of my personal favorite songs, but it actually really works for Ahsoka. It's The Middle by Jimmy Eat World, because Ahsoka's journey has been a journey. And
It just takes some time.
Little girl in the middle of the ride. Anyways, I didn't know that would turn into a concert. Yeah. But yeah, Ahsoka's always kind of been in the middle of her journey. And because we don't know the end, of her journey, it is the middle. And it's been full of ups and downs, and people that have obviously turned on her, mistrusted her. And so, yeah, listen to that song. It's very inspirational, and it's very Ahsoka.
Thank you, and also Ashley, thank you so much for her universe.
Thank you. You look gorgeous.
Thank you.
It's so cool to see everybody coming up and they're all wearing something different.
And I want you to know, that never gets normal to me. It's always surreal. When I see people wearing her universe, there's never a moment where I'm just like, you know, oh, yeah, they're wearing her universe. No, it's always like, oh my gosh, they're wearing her universe. Did my mom put you up to that?
It's so cool. Hi, what's your name and what's your question?
My name is Evan. Now, me and my friends are trying to create a Star Wars musical, and I wanted to ask you if about tips on trying to bring those fictional characters to life on the stage.
Okay, fun fact.
Yeah.
This is to Dave Filoni's chagrin. We always tried to do a musical episode of Star Wars: The Clone Wars.
The Duchess Satine and Obi-Wan. That would be wonderful, wouldn't it?
Yes! Like the most epic love ballad, right? And Dave Filoni hated it. He was like, no, it's never gonna happen. And I'd always bring it up. I'm like, you know, Buffy's doing it.
We did it on a show. I was on Batman the Brave and the Bold. We had the Music Maestro. I don't know if you all saw that. I played Green Arrow. Got to sing with Greg Delisle. It was great fun. But yeah, I don't know, for developing new, so characters and songs and what
We're trying to bring them to life on the stage.
Well, it's all in the voice. It's all in the voice, really. I mean, that's the beauty of being voice actors, is you can look like me, a scrawny kid, 5'4", you know, 110 pounds soaking wet. And you can be Fred Flintstone, or I'm Little John. And you can create things. So just stay in that headspace, that anybody on stage doing the things, doing the voices, doing the characters can be those if they just buy into it themselves first.
Brilliant.
All right, thank you so much for your question. Hi, what is your name and what's your question?
Hello, my name is Ariana, and I wanted to ask you guys, what was your reaction when Obi-Wan faked his death?
Yes, what was your reaction?
I'm trying to remember
Well, with
what
Ringo
Ahsoka's
Harding,
reaction was.
how was my funeral? Yes.
Well, I will tell you, I don't so much remember from Ahsoka's perspective, but I remember from my perspective, because James gave one of the most epic performances, I think, of his career, being Obi-Wan and also Rico Hardin. And I remember just watching him in awe of swapping for characters just back and forth, but then the emotional performance was just incredible.
And
so that's
what
what I
Matt
remember.
did, I don't know if you remember this, Corey Burton and I are on either side of you now, and we got the scripts when we walked in, so we literally got it that day, and I'm like, Obi-Wan's dead? That doesn't jive with me, you know? And you did Obi-Wan, and you shouted out Obi-Wan, and Corey Burton and I are like choking up. It was beautiful, it was powerful, it was like Anakin's moment there, because we had to buy that you believed it. Do you remember that, Tom?
Not at all.
We recorded these episodes
Honesty
so
is the
long
best
ago.
policy, is it not? Sometimes these guys bring up stuff, and I'm like, what? Where was I?
You were there. You were there. You were wearing a skirt.
That's a normal day.
Kilts, we call it a kilt. Well, thank you for the question.
Yeah, thank you so much for your question.
Thank you.
All right, step on up to the mic. What's your name and what is your question?
Hello, my name is Alex, and my question is, like, obviously, like, a lot of people here love the Clone Wars. So how does it feel to know you made, like, one of the best Star Wars shows, like, so far, and, like, it's impacting a lot of people ever?
That's very sweet. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, it's still, we've been doing a lot of these cons this year. It's the 15th anniversary of the Clone Wars, so we've gotten to experience just the fan love and the passion for Star Wars, and we are all fans, as we've already sort of talked about. So, you know, we get to come and sort of share in the fandom and be a part of this family, the Star Wars family, which is, it's just so amazing. But I mean, for me personally, it's never lost on me the impact that Star Wars and the Clone Wars has made on people worldwide, and the amount of joy that it brings people, and just togetherness is something I never take for granted.
It is truly an honor. Like, we realize that we are carrying on a legacy, and it's an honor. And it as Matt said, we're fans, so it means as much to us as it means to you. And we're not going to mess that up.
All right, thank you so much for your question. Hi, step on up. What's your name and what's your question?
I'm Max. I have a question for either one or multiple of y'all. I was wondering if you guys had a favorite arc or character arc throughout the Clone Wars and which one it would be.
I'm fond of any time with the Duchess of Tea, the Mandalorian. I'm not so fond of the Lawless with Darth Maul, but it's also actually still one of my favorites because it's beautiful. You know, you can kill me, but you'll never destroy me. It takes strength to resist the dark side. Only the weak embrace it. Those moments are so powerful, so I love that. But
I love that quote too, from that part.
yeah,
that
me too.
I like Mortis a lot. It was one of the first times that I got to play with Anakin in that darker headspace. I think that was season 2 or 3, maybe.
I think it's 5.
Is it? No. Oh, do you guys know the Mortis arc?
Season 3. Season 3, yeah.
3?
Yes.
Oh,
Are
sorry.
you okay with that?
Season 3.
So I'm not the only one that forgets stuff.
Yeah, these two. Although they gave me a bad time because on the Mortis arc, Obi-Wan didn't know anything. If you watch those again,
Oh, it's so funny.
Obi-Wan's like, where are we going? Anakin, Ahsoka, what are you doing? Master Qui-Gon, is that you? He doesn't know anything.
It's probably one of my favorites, though. It's the dark side stuff, and then just the chosen one and what that means and how that can impact him and all that stuff. It's a unique set of episodes.
And I love Mortis as well. I mean, my favorite is the season 5 finale. Yes, it is, but it's an arc that not as many people talk about, and so yeah. If you haven't gone back and watched the Mortis trilogy recently, go back and watch it. It's worth the rewatch. Yeah, it is.
Thank you. Thanks.
All right, so just really quickly, I just wanted to make it known we are starting to run short on time. So with that said, if you don't get to ask your question, please feel free to visit them down at their tables for the rest of the weekend. They'll be here. You'll have an opportunity to ask a question, but I will at some point have to cut it off. I'll be the bad guy. I apologize. But for now, let's just lightning round. Let's try to get as many questions as we can.
Okay, we'll try to do our best.
Left in line.
Yeah, all right.
Hi, my name's Hayden, and I was just wondering that going in knowing that everything your characters worked for and the entire war would end so tragically, and that your characters would eventually turn against each other, did that ever impact your performance?
What a bummer.
I'll actually take this one because this was something Dave constantly said. He reminded us that we all know the future, but our characters didn't. Yeah. And so he always said, no, you wouldn't be that emotional. You're emotional because you, as Ashely, as an actress, know what's about to happen. Ahsoka doesn't know. So it was a constant reminder to all of us.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think, sorry. It's not something that I carried with me into every session or anything. We did do like little dark side flashes, but that was less about the character relationship, more about just Anakin's overall attitude and aggressive nature as he moved forward.
And I tried not to watch Revenge of the Sith much while we were doing it because I thought my Obi-Wan he's the chosen one. He's, so I always try to stay in that headspace. So, yeah, thanks.
Awesome, thank you so much.
Thank you for your question. Hi, step on up. What's your name and your question?
My name is Marnie, and I got a question. How does it feel to have Fortnite skins?
To have Fortnite skins. The skins in Fortnite.
Yeah, I wish they had voices is really all I'd say. I'd like it a lot better.
I've never played Fortnite, so I didn't even know that. Thank you.
Is there an Ahsoka Fortnite character?
Yes. Yeah.
What? That's cool.
Get my agent on the boat.
That's really cool. I didn't know
Thanks for
that.
letting us know.
So you just got a genuine reaction.
Man, now you have to play. You have to get in. All right, come on up to the mic. What's your name and your question?
Hi, my name is Zach. I was wondering, is there a scrapped storyline or arc that you wish that fans would have been able to see?
Well, there's the ones that are out. They're out on YouTube, and some folks have. Oh, Matt's getting a call. Sorry. Oh, it's his wife. She always calls when we're on.
Hey, babe, I'm on the stage right now. Can I call you back? Yep. All right. See you. I love you. Bye. With you.
I'm sorry. What was your question?
Is there a scrapped storyline or arc that you wish that fans would have been
The
able to
ones, some of the fans have actually animated. There's a brilliant fan that has animated the one with the fireside scene. Have y'all seen this of Anakin and Obi-Wan? And we're talking about Ahsoka, and it's beautifully done. it was what would have been season 6. As well, yeah, it was going to be in season 6. But yeah, those would be cool. I don't know anybody else. No? Okay.
Good job.
Thanks.
All right, we're going to have, I believe, enough time for maybe 1 or 2 more questions. Come on up.
Oh, okay.
Hi, my name is Esri, and off of Clone Wars, do you guys play instruments?
Well, I play the saxophone. That's how I met my wife in marching band back 35 years ago. She played the flute, and we marched together. And in fact, I have 2 of my oldest friends in the world. They're not old, but they're my oldest friends. In the audience with me from marching band and from all that time way back then. So that's pretty cool for me. But yeah.
I don't really play. I used to play chords on guitar when I was younger, but not much anymore.
And I used to play violin and viola. Yes, I don't anymore, but I loved it.
Do you play an instrument?
Yeah, I play the French horn and the violin.
Very cool.
Very
Wow.
cool.
Awesome.
Very cool. Well, keep it up.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, this is going to be our final question. I apologize if you didn't get a chance, but again, visit them at their tables so you have an opportunity to ask. All right, hi.
Okay, so my name is Steven. This is a question for Ashely. What was it like coming back to the role of Ahsoka in Rebels? And also, what are your thoughts on why they didn't pick you for the live action?
Let's just answer the first question.
That had to be the last question. Oh, man.
Well, you know what? I was 25 when I was cast as Ahsoka, and Ahsoka was 14. So, while I feel like I grew up with Ahsoka, I was already in my adult life. Once I started recording Ahsoka in Rebels, I was actually pretty much the same age as Ahsoka. And I was going through similar things in my own life as Ahsoka at that time. And so it was really cool, because I felt like, already I was bringing my own personality to her, but I really felt like we had caught up with each other, and I was truly bringing like my everyday life and even my own voice. Because I pitched Ahsoka up in Clone Wars, so she's like, always a time to save your life, Sky Guy, in Clone Wars, but in Rebels, it's kind of like my own voice right now. This is a new day, a new beginning, or I'm no Jedi. So, yeah, that's more of where my natural register is. So it was just really cool to truly be myself with Ahsoka, and yeah, Ahsoka. This is what I'll say. This is why I say Ahsoka lives in all of us, because what I try to do, whether I get to play her on screen or not, is be a real life version of her. Because she really has transcended from the screen, as I said earlier, into all of our hearts. And so I don't even view it as what project I get to do Ahsoka in or not. I view it every single day when I wake up, I ask myself, what would Ahsoka do? And that's what I try to do. I live my life the Ahsoka way. And so yeah, that's how I feel, that's my mission.
Well, perfectly said, absolutely. And thank you so much for your question. Thanks everyone for being here for this amazing panel. We're going to do a stage shuffle with everyone here, so go ahead and stand up. Let's give one more big round of applause for the cast of the Clone Wars!